choosing which sport to practice. Do not have time to play sports, or lack fitness. You can substitute it for a walk and walk 30 minutes a day at a light pace. Nowadays everyone agrees that practicing exercise is fundamental to good health. However, many times the problem arises when choosing the sport to perform. Whether running, walking, swimming, the choice of one or another sport includes different factors that must be taken into account. Here are some useful tips. Exercising, we all say, is good for your health. It regulates blood pressure, prevents and helps control diabetes, cardiovascular disease, joint problems and mental health disorders. But when taking this advice to practice, many people tend to be confused about how much exercise to perform, how intense, how often, and when not, about which sport to practice. To make a choice you have to take into account a few variables, the different types of exercise. First of all, we must be clear if what we are going to do is an exercise in order to achieve a better figure, or if it is a medical recommendation to treat a pathology. In the first case, assuming that you are able to practice any sport, you must know the distinction between aerobic and anaerobic exercises. Aerobic exercise, such as running, walking, cycling, swimming, requires breathing, and helps to lose weight, improve cardiovascular function, regulate blood pressure, lower cholesterol levels, and other benefits. Different is the case of anaerobic exercises, which consist of activities of short duration and high intensity based on strength, such as lifting weights. With this type of exercise usually what is sought is the development of the musculature. In the event that the sport you are about to perform is directly related to a health problem, your doctor will surely have advised you on what type of exercise you should perform according to your pathology. Anyway, we will remind you some characteristics of certain sports that will be useful to you when choosing. Running out, effective but at risk. Running is an excellent sport. It is easy to practice and very effective, but it is what is called a high-impact sport. That is, it can cause injuries such as sprains, tears, fractures. Something similar happens with sports that we should rather classify as games: football, basketball, tennis, etc. The person who is not properly prepared can at any time suffer an accident of this type. The walks are quiet or boring. On the other hand, taking walks is another option that many consider when performing the exercise ordered by the doctor. In this case, we talk about an aerobic exercise. It is not a high-impact sport, and practically anyone can do it. However, it has its complexities. For example, even if it is done at an accelerated pace, some people may find it boring. You will probably be advised to walk for half an hour or an hour, 2 or 3 times a week. This activity, if done in isolation, will not be very motivating and you will end up abandoning it. Swimming, the perfect exercise. Swimming on your part is a sport that is not considered high impact. That is, it is very unlikely that a person will be injured in the water, and also allows play activities that encourage the practitioner. It is one of the most complete sports and most recommended by doctors. Not only benefits the cardiorespiratory system, but also helps with different problems arising from sedentariness and taking bad positions, such as pain in the back and neck. And, it is a sport that is recommended for both adults and children, with hyperactivity, for example. However, the practice of swimming, like that of many other sports, requires certain facilities or equipment, a gym or a sports club with a swimming pool in this case, which implies spending money. To this type of inconveniences, we must add the complications of daily life, the cause we sometimes get sick, schedules to fulfill, obligations, lack of motivation, long distances to go, etc. The time to choose. In short, a sedentary lifestyle is almost synonymous with complex diseases in the medium or long term, but the classic recommendation of healthy diet and exercise is not always so simple to carry forward. Therefore, before embarking on a sport for which we are not fit or we will not like, and will cause us to end up frustrated, we should evaluate aspects such as those exposed here and then make the most appropriate decision.